Hey, what you doing there, Lewis? I had released a number of podcast episodes through my music distributor, and I had been wanting to take them down for a long time because they just I didn't connect with them anymore. Something about them didn't feel right. I finally figured out how to take them down. In a way that's kind of sad. But in another way, I am here. And that was an echo of the past. I had another podcast from a long time ago that I removed. Because there was a lot of stuff in there that it didn't seem right to have it online. At least I think it's removed. Those things you feel like you need to do, and when you don't, they just haunt you. It was like that. I don't know what to think of it. But I know it didn't feel right with those online. And there's still countless videos of me being over the top. I don't feel embarrassed about it. But I know there's people that probably don't need to be seeing any of that. But it was in the process of posting those wild videos that I made some of the best friends I ever had. And it was all a process. And I was not taking care of myself in a good manner. But I got through it. I'm sure somebody at some point is going to ask me about it, about how I am in those old videos. But really, it's nobody's business. And really, if somebody wants to have the morbid fascination to watch those and wonder, I'm pretty sure I don't need to be talking to them anyway. A good measure, I think. It's strange. Strange the kinds of things that is just right there that we can do. But then some of these other things we strive to do, it's like there's a barrier. Like all the times I strived to put a band together, but it just wouldn't work. And I gave up on working with people. I'd still like to have a band, play music. For a long time, I thought, well, it would be pretty cool to do like what Wednesday 13 had done for so many years. Stick around after the show, talk with anybody that wanted to say hi. I thought it would be cool to do that, but I don't think that's for me. Not that I don't want to talk with people that enjoy what I do. How does he put it? In the book, In Tune with the Infinite, Ralph Waldo Trine says, some people are sensitively organized, like those of us that we can't really be out in public for too long. And if we are, sometimes we gotta stay away from the public for a few days or a week to get our bearings back. And that there's nothing inherently wrong with that. In fact, it can be a good thing for the kinds of practices lined out in many of the books I have. The other day I was thinking, it'd be nice to be out somewhere, just talking, sharing what comes to mind for people with a crowd. You know, like all of them have done. Alan Watts, Eckhart Tolle, all of them. I was thinking about it, and then not an hour later, somebody said people would pay to listen to you talk for hours. Some people. I've always thought that sounded nice. I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet. on Threads app, I've been going around replying to people's posts, people that had putting out these little blurbs talking about things, backwards Christian ideals. I say backwards because after everything I've learned, I see people are missing something. They put out these little blurbs just acting like these things are so important, and then all they give you is this. And it's like, well, where's the rest of it? These people have no idea what they're doing to the people that see that stuff. I'm not even going to get into what some of the things are. Any which backwards, distorted way you can think of, I'd seen it on Threads. Backwards Christian ideals. And I would go through and I would reply to as many of them as I could. For a while, I wouldn't let a single one pass me by. I would hit every single one. And then it was like, well, I'm burning myself out doing that. Balance. Gotta find balance. So I started doing less of them, being more discerning, paying closer attention to what I feel like. Do I feel like what I have to say would click? Do I feel like anybody that might see this, it would click with? Much more discerning. But I've been doing that so much. I don't think I need to be touching any of that anymore. Because it's kind of like jumping into somebody else's territory and saying, you missed something. Sometimes people appreciate that. A lot of people followed me because of that. And the words I said clicked with them. And that's beauteous. But oh boy, I'm tired of doing that. I try not to say, you are wrong or you are incorrect. I just try to show them what I see. But even still, it has implications of saying that they are wrong. Because what am I doing there in the first place? I see that they missed something. Tired of doing that. It's enough of it. You know, when we say deny yourself, I'm going to have to deny myself when I see some of those posts. Because these things I've been saying revolving around Christianity, I've repeated them hundreds and hundreds of times. I have been perpetuating this cloud in my atmosphere of all of that stuff. And I know I deserve better than that. Going in and stepping into somebody's distortion field. I can do it. Apparently, I've gotten pretty good at it. Excuse my southern French, but son of a bitch. That's enough. That's enough. I am the law of forgiveness and the mighty consuming flame now and forever consuming all past and present miscreations, their cause and effect for which my outer is responsible. In case you don't know what that is, it's a decree. I can't remember if it's from Saint Germain Press, Volume 3, the I Am Discourses, or Volume 4, Ascended Master Instruction. I ain't pushing that on nobody. It's definitely not everybody's cup of coffee. But then again, neither is A Course in Miracles, but I love it. But then again, neither is In Tune with the Infinite, and neither is Saint Germain on Alchemy, Formulas for Self-Transformation. Same thing with Ramtha, the White Book. The first chapter is kind of intense, but the rest of it clicks with me. And then this definitely doesn't click with everybody, but I find it fascinating. And then this, The Secret Doctrine of the Rosicrucians. It's very interesting, but I don't know what to think about all of it. I'll tell you this though, the Saint Germain Press books, they tell you a whole lot more about the power of the spoken word than they ever do in church. You know the first thing that happens? It guides your mind. You guide your mind by what you choose to say with authority. And I needed that, because my name is Ponder, and they always said I think too much. It's too bad, no matter how many times they told me I think too much, didn't help. Well, I picked up the slack. Finally. But I don't know where I would be if I hadn't learned about these books, in particular the Saint Germain Press books. Helped me so much. Sometimes I get bored twiddling my thumbs, kicking my feet, and then I think about how it used to be for me, and I go, oh, never mind, this is great. It ain't no good to bottle things up, you know. You bottle things up, the pressure builds until they erupt, bubble to the surface. Eruption occurs. And a lot of times, a little bit of chaos comes with it. And if you bottling things up, well, it just ain't no good. That's why I started making these videos, really. Getting the implicit out, the implicit explicit, getting what was in out. And yeah, it looked weird a lot of the time, but it's what I had to do. It wasn't going to do any good talking to somebody, because I needed to see it. I needed to get it out and watch. And little by little, I would see the real me glimmer through. And I was like, there he is. That's the guy I've been looking for. So I kept doing it. And it cleared out the garbage. the ideas, ideals, ideologies that I had picked up from other people. It got it off. Got it out. And then I was left with the real me. Shame, self-doubt, and cringe are lies. The people we think ought to feel the most shame feel none at all. And it is the kindest of us that feel the most of it. You can do the right thing without self-flagellation. Everything you send out there comes back. Karma is action. Like a guy that's mean to people every day. He has no idea he's keeping a good life away. By recirculating pain, reenacting the original wound unconsciously. All these wondrous people passing by him, he may never know. People that could have been the best friend of his life. They take one look at him and say, I deserve better than that. And he perpetuates his own self-imposed prison. That's why it's good to be good to people. But if you bottle stuff up, you just try to get it out any way you can. Recirculating pain. That's how you lock yourself away. Well, I didn't think I was going to make it out the dark. And I called out for help. I didn't call out to people. I called out to the everything, the all that is, or what you might call God. Because I don't think there is anything outside of the infinite, except territory we have yet to expand within or create. There is no ceiling to imagination. I called out for help, and then everything started shifting very quickly. Things occurred that I am not quite sure how to explain. And everybody that was there, they'll probably tell you something different. It was a long road getting out of that. But I did it. Climbed the ladder. There's ladders everywhere if you look.